Hi there. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Lesson 164 in A Course in Miracles. Now are we one with Him who is our source. What time but now can truth be recognized? The present is the only time there is. And so today, this instant, now, we come to look upon what is forever there, not in our sight, but in the eyes of Christ. He looks past time and sees eternity as represented there. He hears the sounds the senseless, busy world engenders, yet he hears them faintly. For beyond them all, he hears the song of heaven and the voice of God more clear, more meaningful, more near. The world fades easily away before his sight. Its sounds grow dim. A melody from far beyond the world increasingly is more and more distinct. An ancient call to which he gives an ancient answer. You will recognize them both, for they are but your answer to your Father's call to you. Christ answers for you, echoing yourself, your higher self, using your voice to give his glad consent, accepting your deliverance for you. How holy is your practicing today, as Christ gives you his sight and hears for you and answers in your name the call he hears. How quiet is the time you give to spend with him beyond the world. How easily are all your seeming sins forgot and all your sorrows unremembered. On this day is grief laid by. For sights and sounds that come from nearer than the world are clear to you who will accept the gifts he gives. There is a silence into which the world cannot intrude. There is an ancient peace you carry in your heart and have not lost. There is a sense of holiness in you the thought of sin has never ever touched. All this today you will remember. Faithfulness in practicing today will bring rewards so great and so completely different from all things you sought before that you will know that here your treasure is and here your rest. This is the day when vain imaginings part like a curtain to reveal what lies beyond them. Now is what is really there made visible, while all the shadows which appeared to hide it merely sink away. Now is the balance righted, and the scale of judgment left to him who judges true. And in his judgment will the world unfold in perfect innocence before your eyes. Now will you see it with the eyes of Christ. Now is its transformation clear to you. Brother, this day is sacred to the world. Your vision given you from far beyond all things from within the world looks back on them in a new light. And what you see becomes the healing and salvation of the world. The valuable and valueless are both perceived and recognized for what they are. And what is worthy of your love receives your love, while nothing to be feared remains. We will not judge today. We will but receive what is given us from judgment made beyond the world. Our practicing today becomes our gift of thankfulness for our release from blindness and from misery. All that we see will but increase our joy because because its holiness reflects our own. We stand forgiven in the sight of Christ, with all the world forgiven in our own. We bless the world as we behold it in the light in which our Savior looks on us, and offer it the freedom given us through his forgiving vision, not our own. Open the curtain in your practicing by merely letting go all things you think you want. Your trifling treasures put away and leave a clean and open space within your mind where Christ can come and offer you the treasure of salvation. He has need of your most holy mind to save the world. Is not this purpose worthy to be yours? Is not Christ's vision worthy to be sought above the world's unsatisfying goals? Let not today slip away without the gifts it holds for your receiving your consent and your acceptance. We can change the world if you acknowledge them. You may not see the value your acceptance gives the world, but this you surely want. You can exchange all suffering for joy this very day. Practice in earnest, and the gift is yours. Would God deceive you? Can his promise fail? Can you withhold so little when his hand holds out complete salvation to his Son? And that's the end of lesson 164. Now we are one with him who is our source. I know that I personally have often wished, and I have talked to many people who have often wished, that we had a crystal ball that would make the decisions in our life easy. When we understand, when we can accept that we are one with him who is our source, when we can simply look through the eyes of Christ, the gift is ours. That gift is true vision. In that gift, all of our decisions become so much easier because there is not the fear of making the wrong decision. And so if we could allow ourselves the gift of letting go, of just setting everything that we think might be real down, giving it over, and being willing to see with clarity what the truth is, all of our decisions would be made for us. Imagine if you were ready to look what was behind curtain number 1 or 2 or 3, and you were on Let's Make a Deal, couldn't remember the name of the show. And the gift that you had was that you didn't have to worry about choosing until you could actually see what was behind the curtain. The ego would have you make choices with that fear of not knowing whether you were going to get the zonk or whether you were going to get a great gift. When we look with Christ's vision, we see only the love. There are no zonks. And so the curtains open, we get to see what is there, and we get to choose if that is what we want. What an incredible gift to be able to receive that knowingness and that peace that keeps everything valuable to us and allows us to see the love that is inherent in all things, despite what we might have seen even a day before, even a moment before. Let's see what Tina Spalding's channelings tell us. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Today is the only day that you can choose to do this work. You can't put it off until tomorrow because tomorrow will become today. So why not start to own your power now? Why not start to trust in this process completely and absolutely? Many of you resist these lessons and complain a little bit that you have to do them. Many of you do them with a more rote behavior rather than truly believe that they change your mind. Let us all take upon our shoulders the knowing that salvation comes today. Know that you can connect with the divine today. Know that you do not have to suffer anymore. Suffering comes from distortions in the mind, and those distortions are there because we allow them to be there. We want you to choose love today. It is the only day that you can choose it. Why put it off? Why suffer tomorrow? Why suffer the day after? Begin today to claim your place in salvation. Begin today to free up your mind so that I may use it together with your free will, with your blessing, and can work together to transform and shift this world. Suffering has gone on long enough on your planet, and these escalating energies bring up all the shadows of all the beings on this plane. It is not optional anymore. Clear some space on your hard drive, so to speak, so that we can download some new software for you. The software installed on your hard drive is not loving. It is not good for you, and it does not make you happy. So free up that space. Get rid of those ideas and beliefs that you know cause you pain and suffering, judgment, fear, guilt, shame, and anger. Ask them to be taken from you. You do not want them anymore. They do not serve you. You must do this with your free will. You must ask for help. You must say, please take these thoughts from me. I do not want them anymore. For your part, do not believe these thoughts anymore. Do not empower these thoughts anymore. Do not act as if those thoughts are true anymore. Begin to see any unloving ideas you have in your mind as unwelcome visitors that you now evict from your mind. I am that one that you know is Jesus, and we will see you again tomorrow. We do have to practice. We do have to acknowledge, because some of those things will come up again, just as a check in, if you will, or just because the ego may try and step back in. If you can allow yourself to be aware that anytime you have that sense of pain and suffering, anytime that you have the idea that life is anything but love, you can have the awareness that you are thinking not with Christ mind. You are thinking with ego mind. And that is the moment to say, I choose love. That is the moment to ask for assistance. And you can say something as simple as, help me, help. Um, and things will begin to change for you. It's when we are walking along and we are on a new path and we see that familiar path of pain and suffering, and just because you don't know really kind of what lies ahead, even though you know you're on the path of love, if you look down that old familiar path and you think you might want to go check and make sure you didn't forget anything or make sure that you covered everything, you're going to go back into that sort of arena. You're going to go back into that pain and suffering. So you have to make the conscious choice. This is your free will. Choose today, choose now to remember that we are source. The future's never coming and the past has never been. And so if you think that you're going to start tomorrow, tomorrow will never be here. Today is the only thing that we have. The present moment is the only thing that we know we have. Choose love now. Have a spectacular day, everyone, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.